All right, Reggie here, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Blackout the Sun Tour. I'm here, I got Cristina from Lacuna Coil.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Awesome.
How are you?
Good, thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
No problem, my pleasure.
Right now, you're on tour with Sevendust, Cold Chamber, Candlelight Red. How's the tour going?
Tour is going phenomenal. Really happy with everything. Awesome. The crowd have been awesome. The vibe on tour is amazing. And this is awesome. Whatever that was.
Well, we were waiting. We were sitting on that shuffleboard there. I did not know it talked. And all of a sudden I just hear, play some shuffleboard, guys.
That was
and it
awesome.
scared the crap out of me.
No, really.
Anyway.
I'm really pleased, really happy with this tour. And Sevendust guys are amazing. Cold Chamber are great. It's like...
Awesome.
Good tour. Very happy with it.
It doesn't get any more of a better lineup than we've got tonight. I mean, Sevendust, even you guys, legendary in your genre, in your field, and Cold Chamber back together on the road.
Yeah.
This is like an awesome lineup. It doesn't get better than this.
Definitely a good package, and everybody's playing a different style of music, and that makes it even more interesting. And
awesome. You guys
how it goes.
Yeah, you guys are supporting Dark Adrenaline right now. Came out last year.
Yeah.
I think in January last year.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that album itself. It kind of went more of a gothic sound than you guys have had on the previous albums, I think, a little bit. Or maybe that's just me.
I would say that is a mixture in between the new influences in Lacuna Coil and the roots of Lacuna Coil, because there are a lot of reminiscences from the very first records, like the EP Lacuna Coil or In a Reverie or Calm Eyes, but there is also a lot of modern stuff and stuff that is not just gothic or just metal, like a lot of different stuff mixed up, and we like it a lot because it's heavy, but there is a lot of melody too. It's probably my all-time favorite.
Awesome.
But I mean, that's just me.
A lot of people feel the same way. Overall, it's an amazing album, I think.
Thank you.
And you did the Dark Legacy tour to support that. That was a really cool just idea for a tour.
Yeah, because we were celebrating 15 years of Lacuna Coil since we signed the deal with Century Media, and we thought about this show that would include songs from every album, every EP we did, and it was actually really good. We started last year in Europe. We did it in Europe just as a celebration and to try, and people liked it a lot. We included an acoustic set, so different versions of our songs, and people liked it a lot. So we brought some shows in North America, in South America too, where we just did like 2-3 weeks around South America a month ago.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Awesome. So, you guys think you'll do something similar to that again in the future?
Maybe, why not? I mean, if it's a special celebration of something, I mean, it's always cool to do special shows. Sometimes you have no time to prepare everything, or there is no budget, or maybe you have another tour planned or other festivals planned. So it's not always easy to rehearse for something extremely special. But we're thinking about something for next year, but I can't say much now.
Of course. So when you guys have been around as long as Lacuna Coil has, I would assume it gets harder and harder to narrow down a set list when you've got as many albums as big of a catalog as you guys have.
It is.
Especially when you're on a tour of this size with as long as the sets are for the bands. How do you do it?
But even when we are playing our own headliner shows, even if you play 2 hours like on the Dark Legacy, there was always that person that comes to you, oh, why you didn't play that song? And it's like, we played it yesterday and we just like took it out of the set because we decided to play another one that somebody else asked me the night before. So it's like you can make anybody happy with the set list. So we just choose with our heart. It's just like, okay, today we're gonna play this song because it fits better, because this is gonna be the mellow moment of the show, and we change it here and there. But it's hard to decide.
One thing that's cool about Lacuna Coil that maybe not a lot of people realize is every album has been released on Century Media Records.
Yeah.
A lot of bands
play some shuffleboard.
Yeah.
And a little bit shuffleboard. A little bit. Every album's been released on Century Media. A lot of bands will skip around labels or do 2 or 3 on a label.
Yeah.
it's really cool. It's getting more and more rare.
Yeah.
What is it that keeps bringing you back to Century Media?
Well, different things. First of all, we've been together, with Century Media since day one. For different reasons. We know the people who's working in the label. They always believed in our potential, in our talent, call it however you want. They always believed in us, and they always supported our work. They give us a lot of freedom, which a lot of label don't leave you, in terms of music, of course, first, but also look, also videos. We've always been free to express ourselves, and this is a plus. Plus, we signed years ago with Century Media, and the music business was way different. Now a lot of bands are just signed maybe for one record. They have a different type, if at all, or they have a completely different type of deal. So we also had other offers from like big majors, like a few years ago, but we refused it because it's better to be the best-selling band of one label that really take care of you, instead of being one of the many bands that a major can have, and you really have to make it big or they're not going to care about you at all. So it's better to work with them, a label we believed in and we believe in, and being distributed by a major. At least that's valid for us. We're so far so good.
Right. The music industry has really changed over the last few years, especially since you guys first got signed. You know, we've seen, the rise of the digital age. That's what they're calling it. How has, the internet and digital, affected Lacuna Coil?
Well, it affected every band, not just Lacuna Coil. There is a lot of less budget to work on music, on shows. Now bands are on the road pretty much 12 months out of 12 because people don't realize that the lower you sell records, the lower your budget is for the next record, for the tour. Everybody think that every musician is millionaire. Everybody, it's in people's mind. Music is their right. Musicians are rich. Who cares? Let's download it for free. And that's not like that. That's not like that. There's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of money involved, and a lot of bands are disappearing because of that. Because there is a huge congestion of bands on the road at the same time. Kids with no money because they have in one night they have the choice to see 5-6 bands at the same time, and they're like, what am I going to do? I don't have enough money to go to see all of these. It's just eradicated in the new generation mind that it's like, it's okay if I spend $100 one night to go to a pub and drink it in beer that is going to be gone the day after, but I'm not going to spend $9 for a record because, and it's going to last forever and you're going to have it forever. Right.
A lot of people don't realize this, and I read this actually last night. I just learned this. You actually joined Lacuna Coil as kind of a session musician as backup originally, is that true?
Well, that was very quick because I met the guys of Lacuna Coil end of '93, and they were a local band already. So when they decided to produce this promo tape, they knew that I loved to sing. I already did something. I already gave my voice for other stuff. And they asked me to do some choruses, but it wasn't decided that it was going to be like that. We said, okay, let's try with this lineup, with this backing vocals, and they liked the result, and they asked me to stay as a permanent member of the band because they liked it. But from the very beginning, yay!
Shuffleboard, play shuffleboard, people.
Time in a row. They're reminding us. So even when we sent the promo kit, let's call it so, to Century Media before we got signed, there was already a band picture with me included and the name and everything. So it was a band from the very beginning, but I was the last one who entered in the first lineup.
Okay, so tell me, where did you come up with the name Lacuna Coil? I know there was a couple name changes before that.
That is funny because the old moniker was Ethereal, but when we just before we had to sign with Century Media, we just had a look on all the bands around, and there were other bands that might remind the name Ethereal, so it was like, no, let's change it, let's do something different. So we literally started to look around everywhere, books, movies, newspapers, every little name that could come up. And we put together an Italian name, which is Lacuna, which is a Latin word that stands for like an empty space, an empty gap, and coil, which is spiral. So I said, okay, this is something that nobody else can have, because I mean, if somebody else put together an Italian word and an English word, then I'm gonna go away. And we came up with this name.
Okay, it just
very,
kind of stuck.
very quickly.
Very quickly. Awesome. So coming from Italy, and then playing shows in the U.S.
Yeah.
And then going back to Italy, playing shows in Europe. I know a lot of bands, even American bands, prefer to play, not prefer, but there's just something about the European shows and the European, rock scene that just is really appealing to a lot of bands.
I think it depends, because I mean, we have the chance to see both sides. The festivals in Europe are amazing, like massive amount of people, like Wacken in Germany, 100,000 people in front of you. It's
Download in England.
Amazing. Download is huge. Like a lot of festivals are great. But even in the States, there are a lot of cool festivals, and it's just cool to play. It's much more convenient, even in the little things. Like you're hungry in the middle of the night, there is always that diner, there is always that restaurant open 24 hours. And that doesn't happen in Europe. So touring in Europe, it's less convenient, but the shows are good anyway. I mean, I wouldn't even compare the two places. It's like, do you like pasta or pizza? I like them both for different reasons. And it's just...
Okay, cool. Well, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Lacuna Coil going on stage not too long. Make sure you get out here to Fort Wayne, check it out.
And play shuffle.
And play some shuffleboard. For the love of God, the board wants you to play it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.